It's that time of year when all pen enthusiasts eagerly await the announcement of Lamy's special edition Safari colors. Will the 2023 Safari be a fan favorite, or will it be forgotten? In this video, I'll give you a sneak peek at the pens and ask you to decide. But before I show you the 2023 Safari colors, I'd like to give you some background information to the folks that might be watching this and wondering, what is a Lamy Safari and why should I care what color plastic it comes in? But if you're a little bit more experienced and like to skip to the good part to get to the color reveal, use the chapters feature on YouTube below and find where I start talking about the 2023 colors. The Lamy Safari is an excellent starter pen that we always recommend to those who are new to fine writing, particularly fountain pens. Back when I started at Goldspot, it was my first real fountain pen that I still use frequently. This is the blue one that I have that has the black clip, which is an older style that's not available anymore. The Lamy Safari is made from sturdy ABS plastic, the same kind you'd find in Lego bricks. The pen's cylindrical profile has a minimalist look, which is typical of Lamy's German Bauhaus design aesthetic. The Safari's distinctive U-shaped wire clip securely slides onto shirt pockets and pen loops. To help aid beginning writers with a proper pen grip, the Lamy Safari has a molded grip section with two facets for your thumb and forefinger. The core set of Lamy Safari colors include white, black, charcoal, blue, red, yellow, pink, and green. Since the early 2000s, Lamy started introducing new special edition colors every year. These are limited production, one-off colors that become collector's items when they disappear from store shelves. And since the Safari is a reasonably approachable, inexpensive pen, many enthusiasts enjoy collecting yearly editions. Before I reveal the 2023 Safari pens, let's get caught up on the releases from the last 7 years. Although I don't have all of the pens in hand, Chris will edit some photos from our archives. Alright, so first let's start from 2016 because that's when things really got interesting with this collection, and that's with Dark Lilac. The Safari is a pen that's aimed towards the younger crowd, right? But the Dark Lilac was really dark purple color with black trim that gave such a different type of elegant and mature vibe to the Safari collection. And it was a phenomenal hit. Along with the bottle of ink that came with it, the Dark Lilac was a runaway success for this collection and for the yearly limited editions, really put it on the map for Lamy. And then they followed it up with the Petrol limited edition in 2017, of which now you could find it in the AL Star version, which is a 2023 release in the aluminum finish, which is a really nice dark teal color, black trim, and it was also a matte finish in the Safari collection. But then Lamy did something interesting in 2018, which was just basically make an all black version. One of the everyday colors in this collection is charcoal, which is basically a lighter version of the all black. So the all black really wasn't anything astoundingly different than what anybody could get ordinarily during any other part of the year. It was kind of a little bit underwhelming, especially for a yearly limited edition, especially since they had Petrol and Dark Lilac the 2 years before. So then Lamy decided to lighten it up, get some refreshed colors in there, and they decided to go with the pastels. And this is the last pastel that we have, and I want to, kind of get this in your mind so that when we show the 2023 ones that you'll kind of see this in context. Is that 2019 had a series of 3 colors, of which this is the mint glaze. There was also the blue macaron and the powder rose. And they were built from a shiny plastic as opposed to the matte finish that we see in some of the other designs for the special edition. And then this would also have a silver clip as opposed to the black clips that you'd seen a couple years previous. Then they went to a monochromatic look with the Candy collection, which was another 3 releases. So you have Aquamarine, you have Mango, and Violet. And these are the last pens that we have at Gold Spot. The fountain pens are completely gone. We have a rollerball and 2 ballpoints. I think a couple of other rollerballs we still have left available, but these are very low in inventory. These were a 2020 release to follow up the pastel collection. So we were thinking, okay, maybe Lamy kind of understands that people enjoy the matte finish and they enjoy bolder, more saturated colors. So then to follow that up, what Lamy did was they reintroduced the original Safari colors in the Savannah and the Terra. So this is Terra Red, and there was a Savannah Green, of which we don't have anymore. But this is the Terra Red fountain pen, and it has black trim with another matte finish in a saturated terracotta type orange. Knowing this, you know, that Lamy has not gone in a new direction, but they want to bring back something that, let's say, collectors miss about the introduction. Originally in 1980, these pens were available, and then they go for a collector's market. This pen originally, or these pens retail for $37, but back then, of course, it was different, a different retail price, but the original Safaris in box are hundreds of dollars in value if you could find one that's new in box still. So then they followed it up with a little bit newer of a color design palette, and they went with a theme called the Cozy. So this is the strawberry, and this is cream. A little different take, you know, it's kind of red. The kind of red that they use is very similar to than the standard red, but it's in a matte finish and it's all color blocked, so it's a monochromatic type design, red clip, red trims, not a red nib of course, but you get the point. It's an all red type of pen. So that's strawberries and cream. And that brings us to the current 2023 edition, which I will show you. So for 2023, the Lamy Safari Special Edition of the year, we have Spring Green, Light Rose, and Aqua Sky. Now, as of the recording of this video, we don't have necessarily a collection name like we had for the Cozy or the Candy or the Pastel, but we're going to be open to it. We're going to see what they're going to come up with. Maybe this will have some sort of collection name to all 3 of these colors. But right away, if you were watching previously to see our step through of all of the limited editions prior to 2023, you might say to yourself, hey, this kind of looks a little similar, right? So I have one of the last pastels from 2019, and I just want to compare it. I don't have the other 2 colors, of course, but this is a very, very similar type of color scheme in that you had one that was pink, light blue, and a light green. But you would notice that the new 2023 Spring Green is definitely more saturated, a little bit bolder in color than the 2019 Mint Glaze. And it also has the monochromatic block color so that you have the same matching clip and the same matching type finials, but of course they don't have the same matching nib, so they're both going to be the stainless steel silver LZ50 SL type of nib with a black feed, so that they kind of take the color matching to a degree, but they don't go, the full Monty on that. So this kind of looks like you could have said, oh, well, this was the pastel, but kind of like a pastel 2.0 possibly. One thing that just came to mind as I was showing this to Asha actually was that this kind of reminds me of like what your options are when you're trying to buy for somebody for like a baby shower. So you could buy like pink stuff, you could buy like light blue stuff, or if you want to go gender neutral, you buy like the green stuff. It does have a very like youthful appearance to it, and I think it would appeal to the younger crowd. It also has like a very fashionable sense to it because it does have that monochrome sort of look. So if you have a lot of, like, let's say clothing, accessories that match these types of colors, that would be something that also would then go with it as well. But they do look great though, especially with the notebooks and the inks that Lamy produces, and I'll be definitely sure to, when we put together like a TikTok or something, to go through and show you guys some matching inks to put in the fountain pens. So that is the Safari collection. Also, we have a new pen that is coming to the Joy collection, which is basically like a Safari but with a tapered body that is meant to kind of look like a calligraphy pen holder. So this is the Strawberry, which if you look at the Strawberry that was part of the limited edition, it has a very similar hue, almost pretty much the same, but this is matte finish and this is the shiny polished ABS plastic version. As you may be aware with the Joy pens is that they're very, very similar in design, but what they do is they include not only the elongated tapered barrel, but they also only come in the stub nib sizes. So it'll be available in 1.1, 1.5, and 1.9 millimeter italic type nibs. So these are calligraphy style nibs. They don't have any tipping on them. They write very broadly on the downstroke and thin on the horizontal. I find that the 1.1, and I use that regularly on a Safari, the 1.1 is good for like everyday handwriting if you want to just like journal with a bit of that calligraphic flair. But if you wanted to go really nice and broad and you wanted to do some black letter, Gothic, italic calligraphy, a 1.5 or even the 1.9 is really good too for very, very bold headers and practicing your calligraphy. Very, very big type of letters you could achieve with that. And as with any of the fountain pens, you'll see there's a little cutout in the barrel that will be able to show you your ink level of your cartridge or converter. The Safari Special Edition will be available as a fountain pen, ballpoint, and rollerball. The rollerball and the fountain pens have caps, of course, and then the ballpoint is retractable with a click action. Also, the fountain pens will only be available in extra fine or medium point nibs. Of course, you know that if you've seen a lot of these videos that we've been talking about Lamy Safaris, is that the nib is quite easily interchangeable, and they do have a large variety of nibs. As you had seen with the Joy calligraphy style pen, that these have the same nib and you can swap them out. There's a video on YouTube where I show you how to do that. It's fairly easy, and you can buy replacement nibs too. So you could purchase your Safari 2023 edition with the nib that comes on its standard, but then you could swap it out with any type of nib that you'd like. If the pens aren't in stock yet, you can sign up for an in-stock notification email. If they are, then have at it, pen friends. We appreciate your support. If you'd like to learn more about the Lamy Safari, I suggest taking a look at this comprehensive nib size comparison here. See how to swap nibs on your Safari pen using this quick tip video here. Subscribe to the Gold Spot Pens channel to keep in touch about all of the latest and greatest in fine writing. Thank you for watching and stay inky, my friends. Take care.